Morning, people. Thank you very much for coming. This is a great day in Norwood as we partner with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts with the Commonwealth's Community Compact Program, where we'll be getting grants to assist us. And I'd first like to welcome you all here. I'd like to recognize my colleagues who are present, Tom Maloney and Paul Bishop. I'd also like to recognize Senator Rush and Representative John Rogers, and all of you who are attending, too many to mention, but thank you all for being here. I'm thrilled that Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito, that they got their starts in local government, because they know what it means firsthand to see the increasing pressures on our budgets and for municipalities and school systems trying to run the programs to serve the people. So they've very attuned to working and partnering with the local governments. That's how they've developed this community compact and keeping it going. Therefore, that mutual standards and best practices is now part of this program of the community compact. It will create clear standards, expectations, and accountabilities from both the state and local governments as we work together. The Board of Selectmen is pledged to adopt these best practices, and we'll use them for our state grants to complete a master open space and recreation plan, and also to engage in an economic development and self-assessment. But I'd like to call on our economic and development, our town planner and economic development director, Paul Halkiotis, to just add a couple words to what we're going to be doing in those programs. But before I do that, in conclusion, before I leave the podium, I just want to thank Lieutenant Governor Polito for her partnership with the town, for being here to sign this community compact, and look forward to strong cooperation between our two branches of government. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Selectman Plasko. Thank you all for joining us this morning. We want to thank the Lieutenant Governor for coming to Norwood, and Representative Rogers and Senator Rush for helping us out to get the grant money. Most people, when you talk about we're going to use money to update our open space and recreation plan, that's really just kind of a fluff project, and it's not really a big priority for the town. But when you think about it, how we spend our downtime when we're not at work, that precious time that we have to ourselves and our family, to be able to take your kids, your grandchildren, your dog for a walk through the woods on a trail that was part of a master plan for how we want to manage our open space and our recreational resources. It really is more important than you think, because that's our precious time that we have. We don't have to work, that we can really enjoy. So we really appreciate the grant money to help us to update that plan, and the funds that are going to be available will also help us to analyze our economic development resources in town and how we can better position ourselves in the future to attract businesses. So we're really thankful for the grant money that the state is providing for us, and we assure them that we will put it all to good use. Thank you.
I didn't plan on speaking, but the Lieutenant Governor has ordered me to this microphone to say a few words. I hear and obey. I had the great distinction of serving with Lieutenant Governor Polito in the House of Representatives, and I'm so glad she's teamed up with an old friend, Charlie Baker, as our governor, whom I've known for some 30 years. And I can't think of a better tandem in government to occupy the governor's office and the Lieutenant Governor's office, and Charlie Baker and Karen Polito. I know them personally, I consider them friends, and I think they are doing an excellent job for the people of the Commonwealth. Karen is one of the finest Lieutenant Governors I've ever had, probably the best Lieutenant Governor I've ever served with. Before that was Paul Cellucci, a great public servant. And I know Karen's mentor and hero is Governor Cellucci, and she has his portrait above her desk at the State House. And I think she has met and exceeded the Salucci Standard. And I'm just happy that we have a lieutenant governor and a governor who served as a selectman for some 15 years and gets local partnerships with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And a lieutenant governor, when I was chair of Ways and Means, who used to fight me all the time on local aid. And believe me, she won every one of those battles. And I'm glad she did. They get it. The Baker-Polito team gets it, and we're lucky to have them. I just think that when we look down to Capitol Hill and we see political strife and division, it seems like the people of America take a back seat to that circus. On Beacon Hill, it's entirely different. It's the exact opposite. People and policy come first, and politics is a distant third. So I'm proud to introduce Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, the Honorable Karen Polito.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I'm so glad I didn't ask you to prepare anything because I don't know how you would top that, right? Just a real honor to be here with you in this beautiful building. This is very special to your community, to this region, and in our Commonwealth. And to be in a room where those who have served this country, some paid with the ultimate sacrifice, to be remembered in such a beautiful way is really a tribute to you, those that have come before you, and those currently working for this municipality to maintain and preserve this beautiful room and this structure, and to open it to the public to come and celebrate and honor and remember. And as we all come together at this time of year and celebrate the holidays with our families and our friends, we do remember those who have served and those who are abroad and far away from home, who wear the uniform to protect and serve and uphold the values that make our country so strong. So it's really special to be here today as we all get ready for a beautiful weekend ahead. I just want to thank Bill for your leadership and your board and all of the both volunteers who serve this community and also the staff at Town Hall. You have chosen public service at the municipal level. These are very important careers. They're very meaningful. You are part of a public workforce at the grassroots level of this Commonwealth. You are the people who get up every day, come to work, and worry about this community, make decisions for this community, make sure that you're delivering services to the people who depend on you in this community. You are very valuable to our Commonwealth, and I just want you to know how much Governor Baker and I appreciate you and what you do. In fact, I'm working on a municipal workforce task force to get more people interested in municipal careers. Young people coming out of school to understand municipal finance and to think about jobs in your town halls and city halls and careers that are really important and meaningful. When I met the treasurer and collector and your finance professionals, these are hard jobs that require significant skills, and we're finding it hard to attract people to government work. So we're putting this task force together, hopefully to create a pipeline of talent to come to work in the city halls and town halls across this Commonwealth. I want to thank my colleague in government. We go back in time, as you know. Before coming in this position, I served for 10 years in the House of Representatives. And Representative Rogers and Senator Rush, two great advocates for this region, for good government, for low taxes, for reform, for balancing budgets and setting the right priorities. And for you to continue to hold those values near and dear to your heart is a real honor and pleasure to be able to work with you through the challenges that we have to keep those values right up front as we do our work together. And just a note on the representative, his tireless energy and is very energized about this district. You've come to us on some projects and you've worked through some challenging issues, and we're happy to be able to work through them and be innovative about how we deliver services, whether it's rinks for youth hockey and youth programs, or the aid to the cities and towns for the roads, for the schools, for your municipal budgets. You have the right priorities, the right values, and the commitment that's needed in public servants. So it's a real honor to be able to work with you, and in a bipartisan way. And I think that's really why Massachusetts is leading the pack. We're overall ranked #1 in the country for the kind of quality of life that we offer through our communities. We're #1 in education, and just this week we've been titled #1 in terms of our health, you know, a healthy state. So we're smart and healthy, and we're pretty good about getting stuff done. So I think that's a good combination, and we certainly want to continue to do what's working, because it's important for the people who rely on us to do our jobs every single day. So this compact program is the result of Governor Baker's very first executive order. And it was something when we started, we didn't know how far it would go, and it's come a long way. At first, there were some skeptics at the local level saying, what do you mean the state is here to help? We created the program in the mindset as former local officials. First of all, we knew the program had to be voluntary. We do not like unfunded mandates, just like you don't like them. So we wanted the program to be voluntary. Second, we wanted the program to be funded, and we have 3 years now of funding, and we will be seeking additional funds with the support of our legislators in this next budget. And we wanted it to be driven by you, so that every community could think about what they want to work on, what are their priorities, and then choose the best practices that will help you achieve your goals. So this compact program is available to rural communities, suburban communities, large cities, small cities, and it has now been adopted by, with you, 322 of our cities and towns in this Commonwealth out of 351. So less skepticism, a lot more best practices embedding in local government all across this Commonwealth is helping the governor and I and our team with you to strengthen Massachusetts from one end of the state to the other through local government, through your work. Every compact, all 322 are unique. There's no two that are identical, because you have hundreds of best practices to choose from, and every community is working on something different, but almost every community is working on doing more. In your case, the open space plan, just one more way to increase the quality of life for the people who live here and for the region, and to do this economic development study, not only for Norwood, but then to look at Westwood and Dedham and think about your region and the economic activity that you can bring to this area is really critical. So we'll be following through on grant requests. I know we have funds for you to hire a consultant to do your open space plan update, and we look forward to partnering with you through this program and other programs. Because now that you're part of the Community Compact family, you get bonus points on the other grants that you might make to our administration. And it's a shared commitment. You know, you're doing more to increase the value to your taxpayers, and we'll keep up our end of the bargain with our promise on local aid and school aid and Chapter 90 dollars and best practices and programs that can help municipal government. So I just want to thank you for what you do. I'm really honored to be here in this community. I say to Charlie all the time, I have the very best job in state government, because I travel all throughout this Commonwealth, coming to town halls and city halls and meeting with the people who are making the decisions locally. And I get a sense of, you know, what's working, what can be done better, how can we help, how can we work together? And it's really making a difference in all parts of the state. I'm a mom. My husband and I have 2 children. Bobby is 14, Judy is 12. And I think about them, obviously, a lot as their mother, but I think about their future. And one of the reasons why I'm so driven to do this work is because I want, like you do for your kids, for them to find in this Commonwealth their future. You know, a good job or career, a good place for them to raise their family, good schools for their kids someday, and that they don't have to look outside the borders of Massachusetts to find it, because it's all right here. So that's why we all are in this room today, coming together, working across party lines, working state and local to make this Commonwealth and every place in it a great place, not only for us, but for the next generation to lead this Commonwealth forward. So I know we're going to sign the compact now, but I'm wishing you a great Christmas, holidays, and a really great start, a healthy one in the new year. And we thank you all for what you do every single day. God bless.